I'd like to say just a word about the classroom experience. I want to create in the classroom a seamless, magical moment, 90 minutes long, where the power of what's happening is utterly fascinating and utterly engaging to everyone in the room. I frequently fall short of that standard, but for me, the idea of creating an experience where there's no tripping or tumbling or falling or interruptions or earthquakes that shatters that magical moment. That's what I aspire to. And there are some ideas about how to create and protect this learning bubble. Being familiar with the setting. Familiarizing yourself with the stairs. Sometimes the stairs are not equal height. Sometimes there's a carpet or a cord or a molding that you might trip over. And when you trip and everybody laughs, then you have to start all over again to create this bubble. I want to have a clean and organized classroom with clean chalkboards, no half-filled coffee cups. I go in, make sure the room is clean and ready for work. I know in some universities they don't do that. We have a lot of support in ours to make sure that that happens, so that every class begins with a clean, prepared, almost like an operating room, if you will. There's no leftovers from the previous operation, no bloody gauze packages or half-filled coffee cups or packaging from the previous set of instruments. Everything is clean and ready to go. The computer connections, including sound, if you're going to show it. The screens are working up and down. You know how where the flip charts are, whether or not the easels are going to fall down. I'll tell you, there's a lot of benefit in having a good, sturdy flip chart easel. If you've got one of those flimsy jobs that have telescoping triangular legs, sometimes you write on them and the whole thing collapses and your bubble is broken and you have to start all over again. So making sure that you have the right equipment, you know how to use it, you can manage the lighting switches, the switches that go back and forth from dock cams to computers. All of those things are critical to creating a seamless experience. Now, some people would say, as my mentor Tony Athos did, these are contingencies beyond reason. I don't think they're beyond reason, and Tony taught me this, if you want to create that kind of a high standard classroom where distractions bounce off because people aren't interested in them, where people aren't coming and going, you manage yourself in the room smoothly and without interruption or jerkiness. The topic and the contribution to that glowing, hanging globe in the center of the room is contributed to by everyone in the room, and everyone's paying attention to it. It's not about the instructor. It's not about the most outspoken student. It's about the issue in the room. And if you can focus on that and bring in multiple channels, multiple voices, multiple methodologies, and do that without stumbling, people walk out of that kind of a room and they say, wow, I want more of that. And I walk out of the room saying, I want more of that. And so I work very hard so the next class will recreate that. Doesn't happen all the time, but I work very hard to try to make that happen every time. So I invite you to think seriously about, can you create a seamless, high energy, high engagement, highly instructive educational experience every time you go into the classroom? It's a high standard, but it's one that I think we all should aspire to.